Hi everyone, welcome to the Crafty Pixie channel where we do sewing projects, craft projects, and subscription boxes. I am Bee. Whether you are new or old to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. It is great to have you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so you know when I upload every Wednesday at 9:15 a.m. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, especially if you are a new subscriber. I would love to hear from you. And give the video a thumbs up. In today's video, we've got the Sewers Club box for March. I am so excited. I get so excited when I open the mailbox and these are sitting in there. I love these things. Okay, so a little bit of information. This is a monthly subscription box that you can get in several different ways. You can pay for it yearly, you can pay for it every 6 months, you can pay for it every few months, or you can go month-to-month basis. The month-to-month basis is $31.99. The price did go up a little bit, but that's really, it's not always that surprising. Sometimes that happens, especially right now with, you know, prices for mail going up and everything like that. So that's just a little bit of info for you. And in the description box below, I will have a link where you can get $5 off your first box, okay? So I haven't opened it, it's still sealed, so let's crack it open and see what is inside. Oh, that's so satisfying. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay, hold on. The Darling Diagonal Makeup Pouch. It finishes approximately 8 inches by 8.5 inches when it is standing. The pattern is by Serena Victoria for Sewers Club. That's really cool. Okay. Ooh. Alright, so here's the little card there for you. That's super cute. Alright, let's see. And then this is our project materials and everything like that. Okay, let's see what's inside without trying to cheat too much. I always try really, really hard not to cheat. Doesn't always work that way, but I try. All right, so let's see. First thing right on top is a little, oh, it's a little handmade tag or a bag label. This is so cute. Okay, hold on. Let me get it so you guys can see. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. Let's try that way. It says handmade on it. It's super cute. It's not heavy at all. That's really cute. Okay. Ooh, I've never used a bag tag before, so this is going to be fun. This says it's a silver handmade tag. Oh, that makes it even better. Okay. Ooh, okay. So there's that. And then, oh, we've got our Gutermann thread right there. That's it's like a peachy pink kind of. It's color 305. It's the color Coral Rose. So that's really pretty. I love that I can get thread in this. All right, so here is our first fabric. Ooh, this is very spring. Very, very spring. There's lots of flowers and everything. This is very bright. Very, very bright. Okay, so that's really cute. And then here I am again trying to fold it the way I received it. I don't know why I do it, but I try. And then our second piece of fabric. Oh, this is cute. It's pink. I'm not crazy about pink, I'm assuming this is the lining. Maybe. We'll see. But it's pretty pink and white flowers. Okay. It's alright. I'll make it work. I have yet to not like a project. My philosophy when I'm trying new products or new things out is I try it 3 times. If I don't like it, then I stop doing it. If I like it, then I continue to do it as long as I can afford to do so. Okay, because this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I actually pay for these myself. So, and then the next thing we have is a nice little zipper with this adorable zipper pull on it. Look at that. That is really cute. It's silver. Okay. And then our last piece of fabric. Oh, this is pretty. Hold on. There you go. That's really cute. Look at that. All right. This is going to be cute. I've been looking at patterns for makeup pouches. I actually find it very amusing. Last box was the ironing board caddy that had, you know, the pockets in it and everything. If you haven't seen the video, I'll have it up here for you to click on and watch. That's not a problem. And I was researching patterns to do one, or watching people make them so I can like make one for myself. So it was really cool that it kind of came, it's like they read my mind or something. I know that's not the case, but it's like they did. But all right, and then the last thing in here is the Fusible Fleece with the glue on it for you. So that works. Let me see, I've got, these are all fat quarters. Okay, so let me see, anything else? No, that's it. Oh, another thing, for an extra charge every month for these boxes, you can actually get a little add-on notion for you, just to get more stuff in the box. I don't do that. I think I have pretty much all of the notions that I can possibly think to have. So, but this is really, really cute. I'm very excited to see. The picture here looks like it's quilted. So we can quilt it or not quilt it or what have you. So this is going to be, yeah, optional. You can quilt if you want. It's optional. All right. Well, that's it for the box. Pretty sure. Yeah, there's nothing else in the box. So I'm going to get everything cut out and ready to go, and then I'll walk you guys through the project. Okay? So without any further ado, let's get started. For this project, you're going to need your Sewers Club instructions for April. You're going to need your 2 panel pieces, so fabric A and fabric B, cut to size. They give you 3 different fabrics, so you can choose which 2 you want. And then for fabric A, you're going to put the Fusible Fleece on. So you're going to put the sticky side of the Fusible Fleece onto the wrong side of your fabric A. Then you're going to need your zipper that was provided to you, cut to the appropriate length. You're going to need your 2 zipper tabs from fabric B. If you want to do it from fabric A, you can. It's completely up to you. You're going to need a zipper foot. You're going to need your coordinating thread, clips or pins, scissors, and then If you want to install the homemade tag that came with it, you're more than welcome to do that as well. All right, let's get started. I also forgot to mention that you're going to need a ruler and a marking tool. It can be chalk or just something that erases, okay? First thing we are going to do is we're going to take our zipper and our zipper tabs, and we're going to fold the zipper tabs in half, right sides together. So line up the shorter ends and just finger press it. You can take it to the iron and press it that way too, but you don't have to. We're just making this little crease so that we can slip the zipper inside. So we're gonna just finger press down, and then you're gonna take your zipper tape after it's been cut to the appropriate size. They do give you a bit of a longer one, okay? I went ahead, since this is zipper tape, I went ahead and just sewed, just like hand stitched really fast this side closed so that the zipper tab doesn't go like flying all over the place before we stick the zipper, the zipper pull doesn't go flying all over the place before we stick our zipper tabs in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the zipper tab and we're going to place the zipper inside. Now your zipper tab might be a little longer this way than your zipper. That's fine. You can trim it down after we attach it if you want. Okay, so then we're going to do that. I'm going to take some clips. You can pin it if you want to. You don't have to. All right, so that side, and then we're going to do is the back side. You want to make sure you get this as even as possible, like so. Okay, just like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, you're going to sew right along here. So you're going to sew the zipper tab to the zipper. This zipper is a plastic zipper teeth, so you should be okay to sew over it, no problem. If you are worried about it, you can go ahead and hand crank your sewing machine to go over the teeth. That's fine. But we're gonna go in 1/2 inch from the folded edge right here on both sides, okay? When you are done, we're gonna flip so that it is right side out and then iron it. So I'll show you what to do as soon as I'm done. All right, now that you've sewn the zipper tabs into place, this is what you're gonna, well, hold on. This is what you're gonna be looking at. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and you can either finger press it open, or you can take it over to the iron and very carefully press the seams open. So because you don't want to melt the teeth of the zipper, or the zipper's not going to close right. So when we're done, you've got the zipper tape that is going to prevent your zipper tab. You have a zipper tab that is going to prevent your zipper from falling off of the edge. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to put that to the side. And we're going to grab our fabric A and our fabric B. Now, when I attached the Fusible Fleece to the fabric, it wrinkled a little bit. I've never had Fusible Fleece wrinkle, so it's kind of weird. So just bear that in mind when you're doing that. I don't know exactly what happened, but it happened. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure up one side. The measurement it says in the pattern, I can't give you specifics, I'm sorry, but measure up, make your line. You just want to do it to the, on the edge. You don't want to do it too far off. And then you're going to take your second measurement, like they say, and make your mark there. And then you're going to connect the two marks. Like so. I got these new fabric pens from Amazon and I'm really liking them. If I can find the link again, I'll link it in the description box below for you guys. And then we're going to take your fabric B, sorry, and we're going to do the same thing but opposite. Okay, so we're going to take it and do the shorter measurement on this side and the longer measurement on this side. And then connect the two. Like so. And then you're going to take your scissors or a rotary cutter and we're going to cut across that line. So if you're going to use your rotary cutter, use your ruler so that you can line it up really, really well. Now, be careful here because you're done. You can only do one. So, and of course I didn't push hard enough. Go me. Hold on. Let's try that again. There we go. And then you're going to do the same thing to your next piece. All right, just like that. Now we're going to take our fabric B piece and our zipper, and we're going to lay it wrong side of the zipper to right side of the fabric, and you're going to line it up like so. You're going to line it right up to the edge of the fabric. So the edge of your zipper tape and the edge of the fabric are aligned. Okay, and then you're going to take your fabric piece A, which also is your outer fabric, and you're going to lay that right side down, and you're going to align it with the zipper tape as well. You're just going to have to be careful. We're going to take a few clips and then we're going to clip it in place. You want this to be as aligned as possible because you don't want any issues with, you know, fabric sticking out or anything like that. So just make sure it's nice and aligned, and you're going to clip it. It's going to be a little weird because of the zipper pull. I can never remember the name of it. I call it zipper tape, I call it zipper, I call it everything. All right, so line everything up. And then we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with either a quarter of an inch or an eighth of an inch seam allowance, whatever your zipper foot is going to allow you to do, you're going to sew right along the edge here. Now remember, you're going to want to sew this with the Fusible Fleece up. It's going to make it, it's going to feed easier through the sewing machine, okay? So let me go do that and I'll be back. All right, once you've sewn the 2 pieces of fabric to the zipper, we're going to take it over to the iron, and you're just going to align the wrong sides of A and B together. I also, while I'm like finishing up the rest of it, I like to just clip the ends just so that everything stays together as much as possible. And then you're going to iron this seam flat, okay, because we're going to top stitch when we're done. Now we're going to attach the top half. So we're going to do it a little bit backwards this time. Get your zipper pull out of the way. That's such a cute zipper pull. Okay. I'm so used to like the normal zippers that it's just, it is what it is. All right, so now we're going to take our fabric A, and we're going to lay it right side down on the zipper like so. And we're going to align it. And then we're going to flip it over, realign it because, well, things move. Make sure your zipper pulls out of the way, like really. That's going to be such a pain. Okay. And then you're going to take your fabric B and you're going to do the same thing. So right sides together, we're going to line it up like so. Just like that. And we're going to clip it into place. You're going to take this back over to the sewing machine, and with either a quarter of an inch seam allowance or an eighth of an inch seam allowance, depending on what your presser foot will let you do, we're going to seal these two to the zipper. Make sure things stay aligned for you. Makes it a whole lot easier. I literally pulled like almost all blues out of there. Okay. All right, so we're going to take it over there. Once you are done doing that, we're going to fold it out so that the wrong sides are together, and then we're going to press it together just so that you've got everything ready for the top stitching. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. After the stitching and the ironing are done, this is what you're going to look at. You're starting to see the panels, or the pouch, bag, whatever you want to call it, come together. If your zipper's not perfectly straight, it's okay. It's a zipper. My zippers are never perfectly straight. I don't think they ever will be. But this is what you're looking at. So now that you've done that, you're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with an eighth of an inch seam allowance, you are going to top stitch along the entire opening right here on both sides. You're going to sew through A and B fabric, so you're literally going to sew the two together. so that everything is combined, okay? And you'll be using a like 3mm stitch length for your top stitching. If you want to go a little bit larger, longer stitch length than that, you're more than welcome to. And then once you're done that, you're going to give it a good press so that you seal those top stitch lines that you've just done. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and give it a press, and I'll be back. All right, once the top stitching is done and the pressing is done, this is what you're going to be looking at. The one thing they don't show you or tell you in the pattern is how to install your bag tag. So I did a little bit of research and we're going to do this together. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get an extra piece of the Fusible Fleece that that you have, and you just want to cut off just a teeny tiny bit. What this is going to do is this is going to provide a little bit more support, and it's going to protect the lining fabric underneath from getting damaged by the prongs. So basically what I did is I'm going to stick mine right here. I've already measured what the center is. Can't show you what that is because then you'd know how wide the fabric is. So basically, once you figure out where the center is, you're going to lay your piece down like so, and then you're just going to take your marking tool and you're going to mark your lines, and then you're going to take a handy dandy seam ripper, and through the top piece only, we're going to stick our hand in, and we're only going to rip through the top layer. And you don't want to rip the entire snug. You want this to have a snug fit because you don't want it moving while it's in place. So just stick your seam ripper in, don't stab yourself, and rip up just a little bit like so. Do the same thing to the other one. Rip just a little bit. Don't poke through the other side of any of the fabric. Okay? And then you're going to take your tag and slide it through the holes. And I'm doing this before we finish the bag because it's going to be really, really difficult to get your hand in. So make sure it's... I'm getting a huge glare. Hold on. There we go. Make sure it's right side up and it's not upside down when you stick it on. Okay? So we've got it on, and then you're just going to pull to the reverse side and take your prongs just like that, or take your stable piece. Now you can either fold these into each other or you can fold them out. I'm going to fold it out, and you want to push down like so. You want it nice and flat so that when you look on the outside, there's no movement. It's nice and secure right there. Okay. Now with the Fusible Fleece, you can either take it over to the iron and fuse this with the edges, or you can take a little bit of Fabri-Tac or fabric glue, and you can glue around and then hold it down for a few seconds so it stays stabilized in place, so that you're not ruining your lining fabric, because that would ruin your entire project eventually. All right, so I'm going to attach that. I will be right back. Isn't this so stinking cute? Oh, I love this. Okay. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to flip it, and we're going to pull the pieces apart like so, and then we're going to take our lining piece, push your outer out as far as you can, and we're going to align the sides and the bottom, like so. You want to make sure this gets aligned correctly. Okay. Like so. Then we're going to take our marking tool and we're going to measure up what it says in the pattern. Can't tell you, sorry. You can probably kind of figure it out. So mark, and the same thing on the other side. And at the bottom, you're gonna wanna leave a 3 or 4 inch opening so that we can turn everything out. Now you're doing this to the lining fabric, so fabric B, like so, and then we're going to clip in place. Just like that. Now on the lining side, we're going to use a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and you're going to sew from the line you drew here all the way down and across to the line you drew here. And then you're going to start from the line here, 1/2 inch seam allowance, and go up to this line. Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end of your stitches. And then on the outer fabric side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to align everything up in place. So you're going to align your sides and your bottom, like so. Just like that. And then we're going to mark where it says in the pattern. And then when we sew this side, we're sewing from one mark to the other with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. You do not have to leave the opening on the outer. Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end. Okay, so I'm gonna go do that. I'll be right back. And mark squares so that we can essentially box the corners. So we're gonna take this. I've already done all of them except this one because I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna take it and we're going to do 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches, but we're gonna do it from our 1/2 inch seam that we just did, okay? And then we're just going, so we're gonna line up our 1.5 and 1.5 on that seam line. Make sure I'm straight. And then mark across. Now you're going to do this to all 4 corners on both sides, okay? So like we just did this one, and on the other side there's one as well, okay? We're gonna do that on all of the corners. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to make essentially a triangle out of this square. So pull your 2 lining pieces apart and form a triangle like so. Now you can nest the seam like so, or you can open the seam and nest it that way. Okay, but you want to make sure that that seam is aligned with the other one. So you can do it just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to put a clip here so that it stays in place. I'm actually going to put one right here. And then you're going to do that so all 4 corners. So I'll show you on the side with the fusible fleece, since that's going to be a little bit tricky because there's a lot here. So you're going to pull it open like so. Make sure you've got your triangle. Again, you can nest them or you can open the seam allowance. Make sure that the seams are together nicely so they're aligned, and you've got your little triangle here, and you're going to clip in place. I'm going to stick one more right here. Okay, and then what we're going to do after we've done all 4 corners is we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and the line that you have right here, you're going to sew right across that line. So your lines should match up on both sides. Okay, so sew across back stitch at the beginning and at the end on all 4 sides. Okay, and when you're done, you're going to trim that seam allowance down to like a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so that you don't have literally all this bulk when we turn everything right side out. Okay, so I'm going to finish this and go to the sewing machine and do that and cut my seam allowance down, and then I'll be right back. Now that that's done and you've clipped your sides, we're going to now attach the openings that we left. Okay, so basically I already did one side. I'm going to go ahead and do this. You literally have the folded sides together, and you're going to bring it over, and the stitch right here is going to line up with the stitch here, like so. You're literally going to align everything up because you're sewing it all together, all 4 layers together. So literally, first thing you want to do is line up the seam right here, like so. And you gotta make them even, because when you sew, you have to make sure you sew all 4 layers together. So there's gonna be some maneuvering a little bit. If you are not 100% flush, you're off by like a hair, you're fine. But that's not gonna work. That difference, it's not gonna work because you're not gonna catch all of it. So you literally have to match. This is a bag, so there's going to be bulging. You just don't want to bulge your seams. Okay, so just like that, like so. So you've got this side and this side all aligned. Oh, no, not this side. Hold on. There we go. Aligned like that. Now, you're going to make sure you do not get this in your seams. You're going to start off where you left off here at that 1/2 of an inch seam allowance, and you're going to follow it all the way down for a 1/2 of an inch. You are not changing the seam allowance here. Keep it at a 1/2 of an inch. Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning, and at the end you're going to do it to both sides. Make sure you are not catching any of this part right here. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. You're almost done. Now we're going to take it and we're going to pull everything through the little opening that we left at the bottom of the lining. A great thing to have here, or I anticipate I'm going to need here, is a chopstick or something that has a dull point. I just got this, it's a seam turner. It's got a, I mean, it's an okay, it's not too sharp. And so we're just going to take everything slowly, because you've got the fusible fleece here. So you're going to want to pull everything out. Carefully. Just like so. Don't rip any of the seams that you've just made. Alright, we got everything pulled out, like so. Now we're going to reach our hand in, and we're going to pull our zipper open, like so. And then we're just going to take and pull this out. Pop those corners as well as you can. Just like that. You're going to want to pop those corners of your lining too. Just bear that in mind. Alright, here's that. I'm gonna zip it just to see. Oh, that's cute. Alright, now pull the lining out that you just stuffed in there. And we're gonna seal the hole. Very simple. You've seen me do it, or I've showed you a million times with other projects. But we're just going to take it, we're going to pull it. It's already going to want to turn because you already have a seam in there. Clip it. You can hand stitch this if you want. You can seam stitch it, whatever. So clip here and here. And right there. And then with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, you're just going to seal that pocket. And then you're going to give it one final press after you put the lining back in. I'll do that. I'll be right back. Voila, you are done. Isn't this a really cute bag? I mean, and that's deep. Like, there's lots of room in there. I don't know how well you can see all the room in there, but there's a lot of room in there. Once again, I am very happy with this box. The only thing I can say is I wish they had told you how to install the little bag tag, but that's okay. I mean, you can always look stuff up. That's not a huge deal. Well, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Leave a comment in the comment section down below and give the video a thumbs up. Until next time, see ya!